We've had the remarkable privilege of presenting this award to individuals and organizations that have distinguished themselves for their humanitarian and peace activism as poets, educators, clergy, physicians, elected officials, singers, songwriters, journalists, actors, athletes, and men and women in uniform from all over the world for nearly a quarter of a century. Many recipients found their calling, much as you did, Fiona, in a seemingly intractable moment of despair, struggling with the question, what can I do to turn the fear and anguish and uncertainty of young people into an energy determined to find expression and possibility of the human mind and the human heart. What you did, Fiona, in creating Calmer Choice was not just establish a model organization for teaching mindfulness to thousands of children in public school, but in doing so, you harnessed the courage by which your conscience has inspired and challenged and recruited us to live lives of compassion and mindful living, built in part on the principle that it takes a village to raise a child, that what happens to one child happens to all, and that once a child develops the means to intelligently handle their thoughts and feelings and emotions, not simply react to them, they themselves become teachers through example of how to be mindful in the classroom, in the playground, in the hallway, when online, and on Facebook, and wherever they may be. Fiona, over the past few years, you and your colleagues sought something revolutionary in the school system here on the Cape, which is rooted in the Quaker tradition of witnessing and sacrificing for that which we hold dear. In your case, at first it was your own child, your daughter, and her friends, and then their friends, until it became clear that each participant in your mindfulness training was indeed your child. For when you act to empower a young mind to mature in its thinking, it is undertaking an invisible thread of respect and joy and freedom that is woven through your lives and creates a sense of family. Fiona, your words, your vision, your life clearly bears witness to one's highest calling to make a difference in the world, and that you have. In the journey to that place, where mindfulness allows your students to see the potential of each passing thought, the presence of your teaching and the teaching of your presence are an anchor that supports them when they find their minds are too often unruly and their inner peace too fleeting. You challenge young people to face their responsibility to do all that they can to develop those mindfulness skills that will allow them to lean forward into an unimagined possibility of a happier future, controlled not by outside conditions or circumstances, but by the power of their own thinking. Because of you, Fiona, and the work of your colleagues, our hopes and prayers of our children face forward a bit more decisively, drawn by the depth of your commitment and the example of your life, which calls to mind the example of the beautiful prayer of a high prayer, which we taught our 3 children to memorize and recite along with other spiritual reflections of the great traditions of the world. And it challenges with these words: be a lamp unto those who walk in darkness, and a home to the stranger. Be eyes to the blind, and a guiding light unto the feet of the erring. Be a breath of life to the body of humankind, a dew to the soil of the human heart, and a fruit upon the tree of humility. So it is with great joy and gratitude that the Peace Abbey Foundation and the Life Experience School present you, Fiona Jensen, with the courage of conscience and work. The particular award being presented today was once that of late Elise Gouldy, whose life and message of peace and nonviolence is now linked to yours. As a founding mother of the peace studies movement throughout the United States, Elise devoted her life to a certain kind of mindfulness training, the training necessary to live one's life as a pacifist. That is, one who, above all else, believes in the moral authority and transforming power of nonviolence and love. May this Lord's statue of the peace dove and outreached hands represent the depth of your vision and your efforts to refine mindfulness training, so the day will come when, like the dove itself, the children will take their mindfulness skills and will take flight and soar into a future of their own making with confidence, self-assuredness, and love that you have imbued in them. The Courage of Conscience Award presented to Fiona Jensen and Colin Choice for your commitment to address the urgent issues of today's youth through mindfulness training. East Sandwich, Quaker Meeting House, April 27th.